I have to say for Nidek, he's got a choice. I mean, he can sit and wait now. He could sit and wait and see what happens for the next 5 or 6 minutes with the next few lists. Maybe Jabba comes out, maybe Skibatis comes out, and he just has a look at them, which would probably be wise on their first attempts before deciding with his coach whether they wanted to use that third attempt up. Because if either of these two, him or Skibatis, were to wobble, that would be the one possibility for Nidek, but it's a very, very thin possibility. So Jabba trying to regain the world title, but already on the back foot. Well, that was a pretty straightforward opener there.
Just remember, Jabba has actually made an attempt at the world record. He tried 263 kilos, cleaned it, and just missed the jerk. So he's been up around some pretty big kiloage in his time.
So the halfway lead at Shigishev, 240. Now remember, he's got a 10 kilo advantage over Jabba from the halfway stage from the snatch. That could be very, very important.
I think it's almost certainly going to be crucial.
Shigishev starting off 2.5 kilos below what he finished on in the Europeans last April. Good strong clean, but the bar looking quite heavy.
Well, it's total on the board, but as you say, I think Rezazadeh's confidence after that last snatch was more in regards to the overall. We know how strong he is in the clean and jerk, and that's the extra body weight. You see, this man extremely powerful, but and that power showing in the snatch phase. Very good speed strength, but on the clean and jerk, power's not enough. You need to be supremely strong, and that extra body weight that Rezazadeh has gives him that added strength because of the extra muscle bulk.
451 though is his total. And the Europeans weighed in at 121 kilos, today at 125, so he's gained a little weight, Shigishev, which is obviously, it helps. So 241 for Ashot Danielen. So this is a healthy increase, 9 kilos. You could almost, he was really trying to psych himself into that, and you could see all the way through there was that sort of...
Well, he's a bit of a limp.
Yeah,
I think he's got a problem with his right knee or hip, and if you have got a problem, then it's really tough to kind of ignore it, and sometimes it's not wise to ignore it. Sometimes it's better to live to fight another day.
Just want to reflect back to the Shigishev first lift. Good choice of weight. Good choice. Got it dead on. So Jabba, Salem, Saeed, Jabba Salem.
Yes, of course, Rezazadeh not up there because
hasn't started.
No, hasn't come into the competition yet.
Not in a clean and jerk, but of course.
But I don't think we'll see him until the bar gets to around around 250, unless something happens between now and then. I mean, I don't think he's going to come in at more weight than he needs.
Well, originally he put down 240, but he's obviously, you know, happy with the way things are going. He's happy with himself, which is the most important thing. So, you know, he's probably, you know, he might be thinking now maybe 245. I mean, you know, it's exactly what I said. You know, it's like Nidek's now had a look at Shigashev. How much further might he go from 240? You see, the 240, he did 242.5 in Europe. You would think possibly, after having watched him in the snatch, that he would, you know, might be capable of adding another 5 kilos to 247, 248. But
I think he's probably capable of about 245,
yeah,
which means that Rezezadeh would have to do 247.
Yeah,
because it's a kilo down and body weight. And I think that's the game Shigashev's going to have to play, because I think Rezezadeh will wait.
Well, this is a man who's also dangerous to Shigashev in terms of his overall placing, because Skirbatis in the clean and jerk, opening up here, and this is a 250, a proven 250 man.
But not looking quite so good today.
Yeah. Do you know that moment when you just regret saying what you just said?
But he's still a proven 250 man.
But that was poor.
Yeah. But it's so much about. I mean, that's one of the things though that makes any sport, exciting. You know, if everybody just did what was written down on the piece of paper, they might as well send in the result and have the medal sent out. I mean, the thing is, it's the drama of the day, what happens to you in the preparation. So Rezezadeh there with 180 kilos, just warming up. So he certainly won't be coming in for quite a few lifts yet, because we're only on 180 kilos here.
Which makes me think, David, he's going to have a crack at something.
Well, we haven't in this World Championship. We haven't been short of world records, but it's been all women. So to actually on the last day finish off with a world. I mean he was only 3 kilos behind his world record in the snatch, and he looked as if he could have done more if he'd had an extra attempt. And I think what's going to happen here, I mean, is that he's going to win the competition on his first clean and jerk, which you know makes it slightly boring from a composition viewpoint, but it makes it interesting because it then takes the pressure off of him, and if he is feeling good, it gives him the opportunity to jump to a world record and get 2 goes at it.
I've got a feeling that he's after a clean and jerk world record and a total world record. So if we can't have if it turns out that nobody can match him, ooh, well, that's a bit too much reorganisation for my liking.
He was good in the second phase,
yeah,
but it just depends how much this is. And I think he's getting dizzy now.
Yeah,
struggling to. No, when that starts happening, you're in.
Yeah.
You're in trouble. And as you say, that clean was hard, but let's give him some credit. He didn't give up on it. He gave it his best.
So he finishes with a 238 and a 190.
428, so 28 kilo over his previous
World Championship
best.
Performance. Yeah. Not quite his world, because ironically, in the same year as the Senior World Championship, when he won the junior title, he actually lifted 5 kilos more, so he's 23 kilos up actually on his all-time best. But he's going to improve at 19. Now, Victor,
gone up a kilo. So they're falling away a bit in the clean and jerk.
And remember, Nidek is sitting there.
Yeah, sitting there waiting and seeing what he needs for the.
Skirbatis and Jabber are the two men he's got to keep an eye on. He's got to hope that both falter. One faltering doesn't help him. Both have got to falter.
Well, of course, Shigashev still got a couple of attempts as well. So Skirbatis needs this for a total.
Oh, well, that was totally different. Exhale and push.
Well, he's obviously he's got a problem as well. So a couple of injuries.
So that gives him 444, all the fours.
That's the trouble as well. When the weights are this big, you just do one thing wrong technically, you lose your focus for a second, and it's so easy to pull something, or tear a muscle, or pull a ligament.
So Skiabartis, first man to 243, takes the lead, but still a long way to go.
Stop the clock, please. Skiabartis is going up.
240 kilos.
245.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting now, because this is, for some, this is going to be breaking point.
Yes, it'll be the reds and a green on each end now. Yes, he had to work very, very hard on his opener.
Yeah, Glushko, that's a 8 kilo increase. And once again, the clean is quite hard. And just doesn't have the strength.
They're not able to get that to arm's length.
So we've got Jabba with 2 lifts to go, Shigishev with 2 lifts to go, Razazadeh, of course, with 3. Skiabartis has got 1 more. Pavel Nidek just waiting. He's going to have 1 glory attempt, I think. Weighed in at 138 kilos. Makes him slightly lighter than Skiabartis, but he is heavier than Jabba. So, not wishing Jabba any harm, but I guess Nidek is hoping that he runs into a problem here. Because just looking at this, yeah, well, that's made Nidek's quest a whole lot harder now. 245, and he takes over the advantage from Skiabartis.
But really, he's fighting it out for the bronze, really.
Yes, he is, and he's beginning to edge it, because he's now got a 2 kilo advantage and a body weight advantage over Skiabartis. So the Latvian's got to choose very carefully, and here's Nidek, 245. This is what I thought he was going to do. This is where I thought he was going to wait for. But sadly, in his case, just 187 to add to it if he is successful. But this would be a good achievement, be a decent total.
Oh, well, it was a good effort.
Yeah, it was a really good effort, because he wasn't that far away. You know that there are days when he can lift that. But you know, he missed out on those extra 3 kilos in the snatch. He's missed out on the extra 7 kilos here. Those extra 10 kilos would have put him, you know, there or thereabouts in that bronze medal fight, but not to be. But I think he's acquitted himself respectably today, Nidek. Now, if he gets this, David, I owe you a beer. Unfortunately, not in Doha because it's not possible.
I knew there'd be one. I knew there'd be a way of getting out of it.
What do they say? Oh, I'll buy you one on the plane. Because that's becoming a reality now with all the low frill airlines, isn't it? Come on, Mr. Glushko. Last, no, not to be. I've just saved myself a beer. So really now coming into the very final stage of the very final competition of the Centennial World Championships. In terms of lifting, David, I think it's been a pretty good championship. As I say, the honours definitely go overall to the women's competitions, but this is a fine finale, and it could be even finer now. But 2:45, the second attempt for Shigishev.
Oh, he's gone up to 2:46.
Oh, 2:46. Well, and Razazadeh yet to start, but he must get this to stand any chance of putting pressure on Razazadeh. And that's good. Some support here in the hall.
I think it's because Razazadeh just walked out and sat down on the chair. I don't think it's anything to do with this man.
Well, that is a better clean for me. Now, has he got the strength overhead? Come on! Come on! I'd give him that.
Personal best. Yes. 4:57.
So two.
They're not being very sporty.
No.
I don't like to see that. It
No.
annoys me. I don't like it. We saw it once in Turkey, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it wasn't good.
Well, I can think back to the World Championships in 1994. You wouldn't have. That was in Istanbul. If you weren't Turkish, you wouldn't have wanted to be lifting on that stage. I mean, it was positively hostile. But to be fair, the sportsmanship has improved a lot over the years. Just the occasional moment, and yeah, I think what they should be doing is they should be really applauding. Look at this man, 125 kilos, and he's outlifting the field. 2:46. 5 out of 5. Well, he needs 250, doesn't he?
I think he needs 250. That would leave Razazadeh needing 252 to beat him. So Razazadeh still warming up. Look, I think he's on 230 now, though. I can't see from this angle, but I'm sure he's added another 25 to each end.
But he's a good boy. He doesn't take anything for granted. He goes through the routine. He works everything through. He knows there's a championship to be won. You can't imagine how gutted he would be to lose the World Championship title. Team Razazadeh.
Well, he's been caught out slightly again, though. If he's actually got to go out now, he just did his last warm-up. He's going to end up having to rush again.
And it just shows you, when you have a superstar, just how it can pull the crowd in. Now, Skibartis. Last throw of his dice. Bar on 250. So this is for 451. whatever happens, that 2:06 of Shigashev has surely secured him the overall silver medal. I can't see Jabba doing anything about that.
So this man fighting back.
No, it's not to be.
No lift.
So leaves him on 4:44. So that bronze medal has really gone. It's gone Jabba's way. He's got a 2:01 and he's got a 2:45. So he's got 4:40. Got 4 to 46. So Skavatis' opportunity is lost. And maybe he hasn't looked the part, but there's the man who is the overall bronze medalist. Got one more go at it. But knowing that he can't compete with Rezazadeh, knowing that he can't fight Shigashev, but he's done the best he can. And he's been quiet about it. Not terribly demonstrative, but he's delivered Qatar a super heavyweight bronze medal.
That's weird, that is, that little thing. Have you seen that little thing? It's about the size of a credit card. And there's a guy that pulls it out of his pocket and then puts it under Rezazadeh's nose and then kind of pulls it up over his face and over his head and over the back of his head. And he always does it. And it's not smelling salts, because he just had the smelling salts while he was sitting on the chair. And I've noticed him doing that. I don't know if it's some kind of, I don't know, something religious or just one of his little sort of idiosyncrasies, but I've noticed it every time.
So this 2:51 would give Rezazadeh a running total of 2:61. And of course, Shigashev's got 4:57.
Well, it wasn't easy to work. Well, I'll tell you what, if Shigashev could come out and do that 2:51, Rezazadeh in the second phase there was not as convincing as we've seen him in the past.
So Shigashev, well, he's got to come out and do 2:51 to give himself 4:62. And that would mean that Rezazadeh would have to go 4:63 to take it off him. So that would push
4:53, yeah.
4:63.
No, 4:50. If he does 2:51.
Well, it's,
oh, the total, yeah.
Total,
yeah,
yes.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is it. Now, can he do the perfect sequence of 6 out of 6? This is a lifetime best competition for him. He's come in here wonderfully prepared. And of course, this is really the lift that we want him to do, to force Rezazadeh.
Put Rezazadeh under, because Rezazadeh's never really been under pressure.
Now, come on, he says, and rightly so. This is my stage, give me my time. You can have your boy back in a minute, but give me my time. And he deserves respect. So at 125 kilos, this is Yevgeny Shigashev, 26 years of age for Russia, to regain the lead if he can pick this up.
They're not giving him silence, it's not right.
No, and the public address speaker isn't actually helping him, because they're not asking for it either. So not easy conditions.
He limped off after the 2:46.
But it is a lifetime best. He is the overall super heavyweight silver medalist. It's been a terrific display of weightlifting by Yevgeny Shigashev. And just a pity he couldn't just go that little bit further. He finishes on 4:57, which means that Hossein Rezazadeh at the moment has a 4 kilo advantage. And now, David, the big question. What is Rezazadeh prepared to do? Is he prepared to give us a show I mean, to finish on 461 is a little, well, it's a little better than Vancouver when he won it with 457.5.
264 he needs for the world record. So
he's got to get it, surely. Yeah, he's got to go. Well, 263, waste of time. Come on, 264.
Well, I thought the world record was 260.
Well, I thought
263.
Yeah, 263.
So we need to go for 264. Maybe it's a graphics thing again.
Yeah, I can't. There'd be no point in coming out for 263.
No, there is a point actually. The total record, because remember it was 272 and a half, and because of the new 1 kilo rule, so this would actually be a new total record.
Oh, what you mean? So he goes for.
Well, the total record was 472 and a half because of the half. So this would be 473, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But come on. Yeah, put another kilo on, and you know.
Well, he's got another attempt after this. So.
Well, I know, but even so. Yeah, I mean, 263, 264. And now they're even trying to calm the crowd down now to let him focus and concentrate. Of course, there is a $10,000 bonus. That will not have gone amiss. The coaches will be well aware of that. He's a pretty wealthy young man, Hossein Rezazadeh, because of his exploits in this sport, but nonetheless, it's there to be taken. But he has got one more attempt at it. And it just goes to show you, David, what might have happened if Shigashev could have lifted that last lift. And that will not be lost on the Russian.
No, well, I could see that he wasn't looking comfortable in the second phase on the first with 251. So if he's going to do this, he's going to have to get it. He's going to have to find a little bit more and get it just right. You see, to do the magic 500, he'd need to snatch 225, and he'd need to jerk 275. So he's got a way to go, and he hasn't improved for a couple of years now.
No. You know, 460 winning the Asian title this year. World Championships 457 and a half. The Olympics. Well, the Olympics in Athens, to be fair, 472 and a half.
I think he's finished.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to try again.
I think he's absolutely decided to call it a day. No, he wouldn't have gone back this far. They want him to come out. Everybody wants that one encore lift.